It's inevitable in life that we're going to have downturns, that there's going to be moments of expansion and contraction, that there's going to be death and rebirth. These are beautiful, inevitable, and sort of the flow of energy. But when we get stuck in our fears, in a lower vibration, you could say, that our awareness is shrunk and now all we can see is the places of us that are not good, you can flip on yourself and try use that same mind to solve your problems, which is actually causing the problems. That this is where a guy will try biohack or self-help himself into structure and discipline, but it's not freeing up his energy. Although it might make him more productive, he's using a lot of force and energy to try do what he thinks he needs to do. But the choice is come from a place of fear, maybe even shame, which can lead us onto a false path. To understand that we're stuck and to go, I am not seeing clearly right now. I can feel I am not seeing clearly. And I'm grateful that I can see all my fears. And I know I have places to work on, but right now, what I'm seeing is not true. And if I try solve it from this place, through my logical thinking, I'm sort of perpetuating the sickness and the illness and the stuckness. That there's probably some sort of energy block within you that you're not flowing. You're going on a hike or you're looking at the ocean and you're not feeling it. It's like the juice of life has faded out. And that's always a good sign for me to whether I'm actually on my, path at the moment. That it's like, oh, the juice is dropping. Because for me, there's a part of me that wants to do the same stuff every day, which can be from the body just wanting, like getting pulled to the same old things that you felt good in. And this can be great in I'm reserving energy, and when things are flowing, it's flowing. But when it's not, it's not. And in your toolkit, or in my toolkit, and what I find helpful is to have those honest reflections with yourself and go, okay, I'm a bit stuck. I'm trying the same old things and it's not working. I need a circuit breaker. I need to do something real weird, wild, wacky, an adventure, a hike where I don't know where I'm going. Stay up real late till sunrise. Like to change these habitual patterns, that there needs to be a change in consciousness and awareness. That you've realized that your same level of thinking is getting the same results or you're going through the same cycles. So we know it's not working, and this is humbling. Because I got sick like 2 months ago, and for 1 week I was in it. Every fear, unconscious, became conscious, and it's there in your face. And this is a beautiful opportunity to see, to reevaluate, but not reevaluate in a way that from this lower fear-based place, you are now trying to change your life and run away from that. There's two options, fear or faith. An act of faith is to be grateful, and sometimes we have to surrender and sometimes we don't have to act and sit with it. But if you're in that place of stuckness and the things aren't working, circuit break, take a grand adventure, do something big. What's in your medicine cabinet that has worked in the past that you haven't touched for a long time? For me, it was a few days ago I was playing pool and starting a new creative endeavor, having a new passion, having something that new energy can go into and light up works. Pool has been a great one for me for a year, and also it's allowed me to meet hundreds and hundreds of people. Because if you're getting dark on life, if you're getting dark on humanity as a whole, I often find that the people who are getting dark on humanity don't have big conversations with new people very often. That they are doing the same old stuff with the people in their life, and they have this online thing that they look at, and the world as a whole through the online sphere looks dark. I'd also recommend starting YouTube if that's the case, because the YouTube world is 99.9% absolutely lovely, and it can connect you to humanity more. I also recommend meeting new people, putting yourself out there and having a big conversation. Some men who are stuck, it might even be fine to go out and hit the clubs by yourself to break up this energy that is stuck within you. I was playing pool, I meet a guy who's super interesting. Like, I have a lot of friends that I talk to, but meeting someone who you connect on a level that is immediately deep and interesting, and you both have something to provide to each other, was rare for both me and him. He goes, "What are you doing now?" "I'm going to stay up, go into nature, watch the full moon, play some music, have a little bit of mushrooms, and see what happens." Me and him talk for 8 hours, full of love, have a laugh, have a dance, do a bit of sparring in the middle of the night, and it breaks open this energy. It breaks the cycle, it breaks the patterns. Because if we're running the same programs, the same neural pathways, we're running these grooves deeper and deeper, and we're not expanding. Can you be honest with yourself when we're in these states and take a grand adventure in whatever way that looks to you? It's very hard to do because you're obviously in that state which doesn't actually want to do that. And there has to be a surrender to that, as there was with me, that just spontaneously all happened at once. It's even like the Japanese practice, I think it's called Musogi, where they intentionally, each year, they book a grand adventure which seems like incredibly hard to do, but they pencil it in and make sure they achieve this one greater thing that is beyond their capability to circuit break and reset the mind and get out of those neural pathways and open up that consciousness again, to have the energy moving, to then rest back and go, "Oh, what was I working on? What were all these things I needed to change? Oh, it turns out I wasn't as far away as I thought I was. I just wasn't seeing clearly. I just wasn't seeing clearly." And that's great. And now from this new state, instead of you wanting to reassess every single facet of your life, with new eyes, you're going to go, "All right, there's a few things to tinker here," but doing that through force and fear would have been terrible. Now that I'm seeing from a higher perspective and my energy is flowing again, all the answers are just there. There doesn't have to be this beating yourself up perpetually about all these things you're doing. That through grace and operating at a higher awareness, maybe frequency, vibration, you're able to just effortlessly move and continue on that energy flow. That Einstein said something like, what did he say? You know the quote that I'm talking about. Trying to solve doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is crazy. Can you shake it up a little bit? Because we need to shake it up a bit when we're stuck. Rather than individually solving all of your things that you are flawed and going in the endless healing cycle, or going in the self-help, self-development, make you a productive robot style, can you alter your awareness? Can you look from a different perspective? Can you come back to yourself? Does that require a surrender? Does that require a grand adventure? Does that require you just letting the spontaneity of it take you there, and then be grateful, then see clearly again and feel that juice, taste the life again? Because that's always a good sign for me. If looking at a sunset or going for a surf doesn't feel good, it's not the surf or the sunset, it's me. There's a rigidity in my thinking, there's a lock-in on the mind, and I'm not like feeling the present moment enough. That will flow into my inspiration and creativity, which is a barometer of how I'm operating. It's inevitable we have these cycles. There's no rush to jump out of them. But if you've tried the same old things and there's still a stuckness there, can you allow yourself to taste the juice, to have fun, to break out of the habitual, to let yourself dance, stay up until sunset, light a fire, do something random? Because you've all been there before and saw with those clear eyes. What is real and what is not real? will depend on your perspective. And if you're in it right now, there is gems there. There's always something to learn, but let's not get too attached to our weaknesses and all the habits that we need to fix, because grace and heightened awareness will move away both. There is a dark side to that, like the person who runs off to ayahuasca every 2 months and goes, this is who I am, and then they fall to their human. This is who I am. I'm not talking about that, but you understand. And for me, the inspiration energy is flowing, and that'll flow into the online community that I'm making. I have said May, and the goal was end of May, and I still hope it's end of May. And thank you for your emails and your comments. I am in a transition. I am moving around a little bit. I may be back in Australia in a couple of weeks, or I may be in Indonesia again. So I'll keep you posted, but I'm very much looking forward to that. Getting the guys together, having the big conversations, reminding ourselves why we're here, what we're here to do. As men often lack big conversations, as I did, having that 8 hours conversations with a new guy, feeling the connection and the love, it broadens your awareness. Big conversations are the biggest way that I keep myself open. Sometimes it has to be talking to myself, but more importantly, it's when you're connecting with humanity and yeah, keeping that flame alight. So if you're interested, let me know. Let's go for a couple of weeks. No promises. Talk soon.